Hello everybody and welcome back to G-Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And as promised, more fun with electricity and a little bit of information about electricity. First of all, nobody invented electricity. Nobody invented electricity. Electricity has always existed. Now, somebody discovered it, and then somebody harnessed it, and then somebody figured out how to make money off of it, and that's basically where we are today. But electricity exists everywhere. Everywhere. And also magnetism. We know that the Earth has magnetism, a north and a south pole. Magnetism is electricity. Electricity is magnetism. They're one and the same. They belong together. All right. So, when electricity flows from a north to a south pole, it can create an electric field or electromagnetic field. So, there's your magnetism. There's your electricity. It's all in one. Now, inside the Earth, we got magma flowing, and it's flowing in a big circle from the north to the south pole right now. And that's given us our existing time and weather and climates and all that stuff. It all belongs, it's all attached. So anyway, when somebody mentioned recently that the scientists are watching that soon, sometime soon, maybe in our lifetime, the poles are going to shift again. And when that happens, the compass that you have will point south all the time instead of north. So you have to pay attention to when that stuff comes about. All right, let's get to electricity games and play with it. Let me adjust my chest camera here a little bit. And oh man, I got that nice and tight. Okay, so got my stuff out here. And remember my electricity collector yesterday, it was at like 0 volts because I just charged it. But it's been laying out here overnight and it's most likely picked up some electricity. So let's click that on, turn that on. And we got 0.03 because, of course, there's electricity outside right now. And a lot of that is because of the humidity. The humidity is really high, and I'll explain that in a little bit here. So here we go. We're going to click this onto the capacitor here. Oh, my word. Look at that. We got 0.43, 0.42. It was 0.44. But as I said, it'll go down because the meter is using electricity to run. So if I disconnect that from the positive side, we go back to 0.03 on the meter. Let me bring this down closer here. Okay, so there we are. Got my negative connected to this side of my collector. And then we're going to go on this side again. And we have 0.37. So I got better than 1/3 of a volt. Okay, and that's just from sitting outside. All right, next, because we want to see something different, right? We're going to talk about dielectric. Dielectric. What it means is, no, it doesn't mean the electric's going to die. What dielectric means is dissimilar metals cause a dielectric current. So I made these things up. I made this out of a piece of solid copper wire. And I made this one out of a galvanized steel nail. And I got points on there for a specific reason. But for right now, let me move back here a little bit. And we're going to take the copper as the positive pole. So we'll clip that on there. And we'll take the negative as the metal or the steel pole, And there's no electricity other than the 3.03, 3/100ths of a volt. That's just from the air out here. Okay, so let me untangle my wires here. And see, you can see that there's nothing else involved. And I'm going to move this down here where it's easier to see. And I can touch them together. As you can see, it does nothing to the meter. But a little puddle of rainwater right here. So let's take these two and lay them in the rainwater. Oh my gosh. Look at that. 0.45, 46, 47, 48. Half a volt. Oh my gosh. Just laying in a little shallow puddle. Oh, 0.6 and climbing. Why is it doing that? Well, I just created a basic battery. And some people will argue, no, it's a battery cell. Well, a battery cell is a battery. And you add them together in series, that's by connecting positive, negative, and that increases the voltage. But the amps will stay the same. So anyway, as you can see, just by laying those two into water, I got almost 3/4 of a volt. That's pretty cool, huh? Now that's with copper and iron. All right? Now let's take copper and iron off, and we'll go back to those in a minute, because I'm sure you're going to be interested in the next thing. All right, so right here I have a metal knockout from an electrical box, which is iron. And that's going to go into the negative wire. And I have a regular nickel here from 1970. And I'm going to put that in the positive. Okay, and down here, got nothing showing on the meter. But we drop those into water. Oh my gosh, 3/4 of a volt. Well, that one came out of the water. Let me put it back in. Look at that, we're almost up to 1 volt. So nickel iron makes a better battery than copper iron. So the dissimilar metals are causing electrolysis. The water is acting like an electrolyte, and that's why we're getting a voltage reading. So we can actually modify the electrolyte by turning it into salt water, and that would even increase things more. I could add sulfuric acid to it, just a few drops to the little puddle that's here, and that would increase the voltage. So that's dielectricity, dissimilar metals in an electrolyte causing electricity, 0.83 volts. Imagine that. 0.85, 0.86. You know, we're getting up close to 1 volt coming out of a nickel and a iron box plug. So that's pretty cool, huh? All right. So we're already at 8 minutes, and I try to keep my videos short whenever I can. So let's get to the next thing. I'm going to take the stuff that I've got here over to a bush. No, not George Bush. Well, let's see. Here's a close bush right here. All right. So remember, I told you electricity is everywhere. So let me set this down on a branch there. Hey, girl, get away. Nothing here for you. Get away. She's a pain in the butt. Okay, so let me fix the camera so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm sticking the iron probe into the branch. Hey, back off. Now I'm sticking the copper probe into the same branch. All right, so we're going to take our meter over here where you can see it, and we're going to clip the negative onto the iron and the positive onto the copper. Oh, look at that, almost half a volt coming out of a tree branch. Wow, pretty cool, huh? Like I said, electricity